Travel Show Live is back in action once again this week. We're very happy you're here. Thank you very much for that. Already, oh my gosh, we're almost 4:30 in the afternoon. We've been doing this since 2 o'clock. Those of you that don't know, I have here in my hot little hand our official Sky Auction shoot. Listen to this. We started this auction morning at 3:30 this afternoon. 7 nights at a one-bedroom suite at the Radisson World Gate Resort in Orlando near Disney. You can travel anytime. Hang on just a minute here and look at the fine print. Now through the end of the year, just about, there's some select dates. 7 nights. It's an auction we have going on right now. The current bid is $22.
What?
Yeah. So if we, which we can't, nobody in this room can, but we could go on. Actually, you could. You know, you could go on. You go to travelshowlive.tv and you click on the little Sky Auction link right there on the left-hand side, and you put in a bid. And then at 5 o'clock, which is when this auction is going to be over, it's yours.
Wow.
Now you got some taxes and some fees. You got a few things tacked onto it because that's what we live in, a world of tax and fee. But nevertheless, you're getting 7 nights at a property down in Orlando, which is unheard of. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Thought you should benefit from that, even though we can't vote. It's sad, but it's true. Morgan, it's nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. This is Morgan McLaughlin. I like to say McLaughlin.
Well,
but
my mother says McLaughlin. So.
But either one, it doesn't matter. Which do you say?
McLaughlin.
All right. I like that. I've always liked that. You and I have had a very special relationship over the years from the Fingerlakes Winery, and I will say this, from the, what's the official title of the organization?
It's a long one. Fingerlakes Wine Country Tourism Marketing Association Incorporated.
Are you kidding me? Is that
No.
really? That must be quite a business card. It's kind of like a greeting card, just folds out, I guess.
Pretty much.
How did you become president of this association? Is it because you like wine?
I think that helped, yeah.
That does help, I suppose.
I've grown up in the wine business my whole life, and wine and tourism go together, so it's really a dream job.
No, it is. I would imagine it is. And you always see, now you and I have been talking together for, what, 2 years now together about the Fingerlakes wines, and you honestly appear to love your job. And you would, I think you would have to, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a tough job having to promote the wineries and getting people to come up there on vacation. It's a tough job.
Let's do because I'm very excited. We're actually going to taste wine today. We're going to learn how to taste wine. That's good. But let's do first proximity of the Finger Lakes. It's very close to New York City. And it's easy to get to. You could fly into Buffalo if you wanted to, I would imagine. Would that be inappropriate?
Buffalo's a little bit longer. The biggest airport is Rochester.
Okay, fly into Rochester.
You can also fly into Ithaca and Corning, Elmira.
Okay. Oh, and you know I love the Corning Museum of Glass. You know I get a little excited about that. We actually moved. We just moved down to our new place downtown, and we brought the things that we made, the flower, the ornament. It made the move. We didn't break it. It's the Corning Museum of Glass is outstanding, and I definitely recommend it. And I love the fact that you can actually make glass. You can blow glass. You can shape anyway. So you have to do that while you're in the neighborhood. So very close to get to, and very pretty. This part of the country. We always forget that there's lots to do, but everywhere you drive, it's like a postcard up there by the Finger Lakes. Do you have a favorite Finger Lake per se?
That would be like saying, do you have a favorite child? I love them
and
all.
my mom would say yes, and it wouldn't be me, but fine.
I do have 3 kids, and each kid, and I hear you might have one on the way.
Could be today.
Yeah.
How's the phone going? Everything? Nobody called?
We got 3 missed calls.
3 missed calls. Oh, excellent.
Do you need me to take over the show?
Yeah, could you sit here? I'll be back shortly. Very good.
Each lake has its own personality, so it's much like your own kids. They have distinct traits, and some are hyper and some are more mellow.
All right. I've never heard that. I like that. That's good. How about the wines? Do the wines vary from lake to lake, from place to place, or there's pretty much a menu found throughout?
Well, overall, the Finger Lakes is a cool climate, and we specialize in aromatic whites and cool climate reds. Okay. But there is unique differences among each lake. Okay. So it just depends how detailed you want to get.
If you want to get a wine that is some of the best from Finger Lakes, which are the types we should be looking for in our wine stores?
Not surprisingly, varietals that have a German ancestry. Okay. Similar climate with cooler winters. So Riesling, Gewürztraminer. Your Bordeaux varietals, you want to look for Cabernet Franc. Okay. And the region is really getting some really nice Pinot Noirs too. So it's not just whites; it's red and white and rosé.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to taste the rosé today.
All right. So yeah. All right. Now that's the other thing we need to get into. When you go up to do a tasting, there is for somebody who hasn't done a tasting before. Walk us through that process. We step into a winery. We step into a venue. We step into the place that they tasted. What can we expect?
Well, the Finger Lakes is very different than other wine country destinations, especially Napa Valley. When someone goes to Napa, a lot of the best wineries require appointments. You can't just walk in.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Like Opus One, you have to make a reservation.
Okay.
In the Finger Lakes, all of our wineries are open to the public. Most during the summer and fall are open 7 days a week. All of the wineries have a tasting room.
Okay.
And that is the part of the winery where guests can go and taste wine.
Okay.
So if someone walks through the door, there will be a tasting bar of some kind. Some are big horseshoe-shaped bars. Others are smaller, much like this table.
Okay.
About 95% of the wineries do charge a tasting fee.
And that's pretty standard among.
Pretty standard,
yeah.
and those fees can be anywhere from $1 to $10 a flight. Is what the tasting is called.
Okay, and a flight now. If we keep going down this path here, a flight would be a certain number of wines in one particular. You can't just start picking things to taste, right? You look at a menu and kind of a thing?
Yeah, some wineries do have a set flight because they have a limited number of wines.
Okay.
So you may taste all of their wines that they make, and that may be 4 wines.
Okay.
Other wineries make upwards of 20 to 25 different kinds of wines, and that would be a pretty big tasting. So in cases like that, there would be a menu, and you'd pick and choose. So.
And you're not, I mean, you're really not supposed to swallow these wines. You're really supposed to be tasting them and spitting them out, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you're doing a true tasting, right?
Yes.
Which I've never done. No, I've always, I just can't help myself. They're too good. But that's where, where you get into, in all seriousness, like you're not supposed to, you're supposed to spit these out. You're supposed to be, you know what I mean? And that way you can last through the tasting, 5 or 6 or 7 different bottles and be able to drive afterwards, correct?
Yes, I mean, on the tasting room, I didn't bring spit buckets today.
That's okay.
We can use your coffee mug.
We use my coffee mug. Yeah. We've been using it all day. Why stop now? All right, so this is what are we tasting today?
We're tasting, the first one we're going to do is a Heron Hill. They're on the west side of Keuka Lake. It's that small lake.
Keuka Lake, yep. Just there earlier this week. I was very close to you. I almost thought we were in a very busy schedule.
Yeah, the 5 and 20, that's a busy schedule.
We worked hard the entire time. We did the Jello Museum.
I know.
It was a blast.
It's a great part of the state.
Okay, so they're going to pour. This is how much they're going to pour, right?
Yes, actually, I probably was a little generous on the pour.
Because we're friends.
Because we're friends, and cheers.
So thank you, cheers, thank you.
Nice. Typically, you would get a 1 ounce pouring in your glass. We are using really nice stemware. This stemware is called Riedel.
Okay.
And these are actually special Riesling glasses that were chosen specifically for Finger Lakes Riesling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so the first thing we do is look for what?
First thing we're going to look at is the color. You can tell a lot about a wine by its color.
Okay.
With rosés, you're looking for a soft pink salmon color.
Okay.
With whites, you're really looking for clarity. So we tell people it's a lot like buying diamonds. You're looking at color, clarity, cut, brilliance.
Yeah, brilliance.
So as long as the wine is clear, you don't want to see any floaties or hazes. If the wine is hazy, this is a good travel tip when you're visiting wine country in the summer. Don't keep your wine in your trunk.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's bad for it.
And if your wine has gotten too hot, the wine will start to get cloudy.
Okay.
So.
And can you recover from that, or there's no recovery
done.
from that? Okay.
Pour it down the drain.
All right. You're not playing around. Okay. So.
Hold the wine by the stem.
Okay.
That's why a wine glass is shaped the way it is, because if you take your warm hand and hold it,
no good. Okay, that's not good.
Hold it by the stem, and you want to twirl the glass.
How do you do it? The way you do it is much prettier than me.
Well,
I'm slopping it all over the place.
Well, there you go. Once you get it, it's like a hula hoop.
Yeah, we're going to do that next, right after the break. It's going to be very exciting.
Where's the hula hoop museum?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
What you're